game when I go to 1080p. And my game did not crash. I just changed my mod. Stop showing me that message. Okay. Small cursors, confirm, and go to. We want to do something that's live. I don't think I can handle Black Forest. I don't see things with the new civs going on right now. Oh, I do. I don't know who this player is, though. Let's just look at these ones I downloaded earlier. Good old Vintage Arena. Refresh this. And let's... Who is Phantom? These are games that I just downloaded, and I'll need to figure out who these players are. Phantom is... It's Alperian. Phantom is running. Okay. And then Rumbling is White Court. Let's do this one. Mine's Hindustanis. So mine's Indians. And Phantom, I believe, is running. We are at now 3,994 followers, so almost at that. Oh, Capture actually has to blink again. Sorry about that. Almost at that 4,000 mark. Anyway, we'll have Alperian here in the red. He said hello on AoE Zone recently. He'll be playing as the Mayans against Phantom, whom I believe is running based on the player names on the dashboard. He'll be playing in the blue as the renamed Indians. Doing some nice sheep scouting at the back of his map, finding his forward or pigs there. See a few pawns on this map, but they thankfully are far from the players. The wood lines, however, are not particularly good. Red Scout already coming forward. Vil should get that boar before the scout's able to lame it. Could get that boar around the back though. Oh, runs into the TC. Bit sloppy on the boar there. Oh, will lame a pig. Running, getting perhaps greedy with the amount of scouting he was doing, but he'll get it back. Red tries to do the snagging a Loomless Vil on the wood line. Will succeed, but will lose his scout in the process for it. The scout cav should get enough hits before that gets back to the TC. Yeah. Not something I like doing. If you know that your opponent has a scout, I think at this point in the game, the scout is actually much more valuable than that villager. Because now you're free to just be... Your opponent can do anything and you won't know about it. Maybe if you had like a very wallable map and you were able to wall by like 6 minutes and you were confident a drush would not come in, then maybe. But I don't know, I'm not a fan of doing that. You can't, like, you do see if someone's going scouts and they put 2 on one side of the lumber camp and 1 on the other, you can snag that weak or that single villager if they don't have loom. But it's a big risk, and you lose the scout for it most of the time, especially if you have an eagle, and the eagle isn't able to run away from a full HP scout cav. Anyway, as the civ formerly known as Indians, running is clicking up to the feudal age first. Barracks there for Alperin. I think I was saying that wrong earlier. Alperin, AoE. I think I added an I in there somewhere. So, oh wait, there's civ icons up here now in Capture Age. Were those always there, or are they new? It says the civ there, mines. This is not Master of the Circus 2. Let me turn the scoreboard off. There we go. Oh, Cade paused. He's going for a tight wall. Probably would have preferred to have seen the wall out there, but this is a bit easier. Looks like Heath prefers that too. Or no, actually prefers it closer. Ah, interesting. Very tight walls. And I guess one reason he wouldn't wall out here is because he doesn't know what his opponent is doing. Anyway, 942 uptime for Phantom. Immediately does the 2 eco upgrades and throws down a stable. Shouldn't have much problem getting the scouts out at this point. One scout runs past the TC there, takes an arrow. Nothing really to hit back here. Vills have loom. We'll need to get a few more scouts in, but by that time this could be fully walled off. And he'll doink and get out. Took a bit of HP loss on that scout, probably not something I want to see. And yep, seeing as the text is in Feudal Age. Ist zur Feudalzeit für angeschritten. This is definitely running then. He is German. And he's putting down some farms and going to long distance hunt those. That ibex deer combination there. Immediate 2 ranges is the mines from Alperin. Okay. So I expect to see a few scouts into spears here. I imagine you do want to be pumping out the eagles in the Castle Age, since you will be fighting not knights but only camels. That's going pretty well. Is long distance hunting worth it? I see a lot of players doing it. Leary likes to do that. I think it probably is. My next project is building my PC this weekend, and or at least buying the parts for it. After that goes, then I'll figure out the next project. I'll need to see how well Capture Age runs before I learn whether I can comfortably cast something like a Black Forest 4v4. And what resolutions and settings work. Anyway, pretty much what you'd expect. Running sees the double ranges and pumps out some skirms. I should probably change the player. Oh, I can do that in Capture Age. Wait. Before we fight. Oh, I have to enable the scoreboard to do that. So, nope. This is 1 playout, and this is running. Can I just like put white space there? No. Maybe a tab? Oh, wait, that does do it. Yes, okay. Good. 0-0. Then we know who the player is. It is running. And a 2-Vil lead for the mines. Interestingly enough, that's the starting Vil and the one he picked earlier. And here we're seeing a spot where having that eagle still alive could have been useful, because he probably could have taken a fight against the scouts. Instead, the 2 skirms are going to push this back. Those archers don't have fletching yet. That's the downside of going for 2 ranges. You don't have fletching on the archers, and then they really can't fight the scouts. Very greedy farm approach there, but the scouts player already is up there with farms too. Blacksmith now, so this will be scout into skirm with fletching on the skirms likely, and then we'll have to see what is the transition going into the Castle Age, because you don't have knights, and an Eagle Warrior transition for the mine would worry me, but I don't know how well 2 ranges. I guess 2 ranges would work now because camels don't have their extra pierce armor. I just feel like if you go 2 ranges, your opponent at least has a strong eco and can kind of play archers with you. At least in the Castle Age, Imp, the Hindustanis will lack their... Oh, losing the scout there. Will lack the Arbalest transition. Don't even have Parthian tactics now on their cav archers. They get the last armor though, so it's like better against most units, but worse against spearmen. Anyway, a bunch of skirms out, not really enough eagles to take a fight against them. Trying to fight with 1 eagle, but the archers will just dive probably. I mean, the skirms will just dive onto the archers and keep the spear at bay. And now it's more skirms here for Phantom. Alperin's going to try to take this fight, but we'll lose a lot of archers in the process. Scout's also going down for running, though. Oof, that's all the archers basically dead. Skirms will try to get both of those picked now. And there they go. And now just that eagle left. Although if he does clean up the scout and get the eagle in, here comes another scout, though. The eagle should die to the scout, but now the archers are in. And I think once again, running does have the advantage here, but had to invest quite a lot of food into those scouts. We see Alperin is ahead in food, but is losing the map control. And these skirms here will be cleaned up by the scouts. And let's see, that is a tiger, not a red unit on the minimap that I spotted. Well, a few corpses littering the ground here. But overall, I think that went fairly okay for running. Problem is, mines, good eco, cheap archers, lots of food stocked up. Alperin's getting ready to click up. Running is a bit far away, a bit heavy on gold. Might want to switch to a market to click up. Otherwise, I fear Alperin might get pretty far ahead. Adding in all of those scouts looks like he had left Vills on gold, but already has transitioned them away. And is going for stone. Ooh, could he be going for the new unique unit? I imagine plumed archers would be very good against that new unique unit. And in fact, I imagine plumed archers would be good against everything the Indians can do now that they no longer have elephant archers. Or the Hindustanis can do now that they don't have elephant archers at the castle. Because remember, the plumes do have an attack bonus against infantry, which would include their unique unit. And both players up, but Alperin up about 30 seconds ahead. And a lot of farms, 20 farms. Let's see, same thing, ooh, even more, 21 for running. We see some ghulams. Well, I think that's what the heavy stone could be for. I mean, there's a chance they beat everything except for plumed archers that the Mayans make and then die to plumed archers. I haven't really seen them use too much. This will be an interesting test of them. Scouts will run into the archers. One of them will go down, but they have the scouting info they want. Also, Alperin ist zur Richardzeit vorangeschritten. He's the first up to the castle age. Lots on gold, which normally that would indicate eagles to me, but no, it's just 2 ranges. Has a lot on gold for putting in the extra TC right away. So now it's running up to that Ritterzeit. Still 2 villager difference from that mine start and the 1 vill pick in the early game. And it is indeed a castle. He's walled up to the top, but crossbows might be able to get in through that palisade. I want to see either a double palisade or some houses there. And will this castle go up? Let's see, 45%. I don't think Alperin has spotted it yet. Very risky position so far forward, away from the TC. Running has to be careful not to draw the crossbows in towards it. His lumber camp here, vulnerable. Another one in the back, but castle will go up. Looks like there was a hole between the house and the barracks there. Running now needs to be careful of those villagers. We see first armor coming in. Capture age doesn't show squires, but if he has it, he would want squires. And here we have the ghulams. When one pops out, I can look at the stats. His Skirm's not going to do much against those Eagles. They got 2+1 Pierce Armor. Actually, they will do 2 damage before the either the next upgrade or the next armor comes in. Eagle Scouts upgraded Skirms can poke out a bit. Anyway, 3 TCs for the mine, immediately going up to stone. Second TC being added in for Phantom. So Vil Lead will open up for Alperin as he gets the TCs up first. Monastery for running wants to go for some relics. I know running has likely been playing some arena. So he's going to value that map control with the early army and the relics. And to be fair, he has 1 relic right there he could snag. Another couple in the bottom. Let's see his scouting. He actually has just missed scouting. Actually, they're not showing up on capture age. There's a relic there. 1 in the bottom he just missed scouting, and he has scouted the one in the middle. So he sees at least 2 that he can access. Skirm's coming back. Elite Skirm to pick off a few crossbows. Good job there. And then in the north, Villager, what are you doing up there? You're fighting a tiger. Well, tiger goes down. Villager is, I don't know what that villager is up there. Maybe a misclick. Maybe he just, these non-T90 experts. Alperin, you might recognize from, he said hi in a recent AoE zone post. And running, you might recognize, as his Smurf Phantom. This is apparently actually running. Anyway, now the new Indians, or Hindustani's unique unit, the Ghulam, is coming forward. Oh, but those crossbows are right in the middle of that pond there. Look at that. Alperin finding a spot to hide then. And here comes the Mangonel. Mangonel going for the Skirms, but the Ghulams will take out the Mangonel. Castle going down for Alperin. These Ghulams, what do they have? They have 5 Pierce Armor, just like an Eagle Warrior. And actually have more attack than the Eagles. And actually, they move faster than the Eagles. They have, let's see, more melee armor too? Is this just like a, or actually no, same melee armor potential. Anyway, don't want to fight under a castle, and I would assume they don't want to fight plumed archers. These guys are like Eagle Warriors almost exactly. Yeah. 0 infantry armor, so they will take damage from plumes. And I imagine that's what we're going to see from Alperin very quickly. They get their 1 range splash. Wait, 1 range splash? Oh, that sounds insane. Maybe I should be making them. Oh, we'll pick off that lone villager. This isn't AoE 4. You don't need to build hunting cabins in the middle of the woods. Alright, lots of stone, and here come the plumes. Now, I'm not sure what Hindustanis do against plumed archers. Good versus stacked ranged units. What? Oh, 1 range scorpion pass-through damage. That's what they do. Okay, that's what that ability is. Okay. So yeah, stacked ranged units. So actually, putting the crossbows, hiding them in the pond is exactly what you should not do against that unit then. And what are the attack speeds compared to, seconds between attacks 2, attack delay 0.8. Seconds between attack 2, attack delay 0.5. Area effect range 1. See, as a bonus against the Eagles have a bit more bonuses. So fighting cavalry, the Eagles definitely will be more useful, or for sniping off siege. But against archers, oh, they have a +2 attack against Eagle Warriors. Okay, so these guys will counter Eagles. They just will die to plumes. Anyway, second castle for running. This ought to be cleaned up here. Or the eagle could snipe a monk. Nope. Castle keeps him safe. And that'll put running up to... That'll be running's 3rd relic right there. So he will win the relic fight. But Alperin as the mines, first up to the Imperial Age with the Vil lead, just will be down 1 relic. At some point, likely will gain that one in the back of his base. Ooh, just missed scouting that by a good one tile or so there. Yeah. Unfortunate for him. But we'll be castling the bottom right near that extra gold, securing that. Running will have an extra gold on the top, also an extra stone. Both of Alperin's golds are towards the back, and he is already secured around his secondary stone. Oh! Running wants to build a castle there, but he's going to run into an already placed castle from Alperin. Running could try to slam down a castle. Just a bit too much of a head start there for Alperin. I was going to say, Running might have more vills, 12 to 11. Not a big enough difference to get a castle up. Both thinking they wanted to go for that southern gold, but Running will have to abandon that. Had he gotten that castle up, he'd have been in a good position with castles on both the extra golds, and somewhat also on that extra stone. But you'll have to return, and this TC here actually is in trebuchet range. Not directly from under the castle, and probably not from that hill, but a very protected spot from trebs. They don't need to go too far forward to snipe it off. Both players with 3 castles along the fronts of their bases. No one being aggressive, both just heading up to Imp. Alperin with about a 1-minute advantage. And I think we're just going to see full Ghulam from the Indians, or from the Hindustanis. And I guess all that Alperin needs is full plumed archers, and he should, I think, be able to withstand that. Especially with how he's walled to keep them out. Nice scout over there from Running to help prevent the wall. Could also pick off that monk. Nope, immediately he goes for the monk. A nice pick there. Plumes will come over, but that's plumes that have to come back instead of pressing forward. And that'll buy 30 seconds or so for Phantom to finish looking up to Imp. And if you look at the ecos, Mayans are just about done with their eco. 110 vills. You don't need as much eco with them as you do with other civs. You just want to pump out those plumes, pump out those trebs, and get your upgrades. Once your upgrades come in, you're good. And he only lacks elite plume at the moment. Oh, thank you, Synolia, for using your Prime sub. I think the alert might take a minute to pop up. But thank you very much. Good Bezos bucks, thank you. Here comes Alperin moving forward, finally looking to get a forward push. But the trebuchet advantage at home will be in favor of Running as he can queue them from the closer castles. Here we are, Ghulams versus Plumes. This is where I think you might need elite plume. Right now they have but 1 additional attack against infantry. They really would like that +2. These Ghulams, they are elite. They do have upgrades, and Alperin calls the GG. Okay. Very suddenly loses a fight to the Ghulams, didn't have enough plumes, went for the forward castle. Okay, so I think Alperin completely misread that game. I think he just builds another walls for a bit, builds another defensive castle at home, gets that elite plume upgrade, then can take a better fight. Underestimated the Ghulams indeed. Let's see, they don't get their final armor upgrade. So what was the damage from the plumes here? 6+2 pierce armor. So the plumes right now, non-elite, 5+4, will only be doing 1 damage from pierce and 1 damage from infantry. So that's the difference between 2 and 3 damage. Actually, you know what? They would be doing fairly decently. Yes, I think they really need to get that elite plume upgrade before they fight. That's going to be a huge difference. Right now, they're only doing 2/3 of the damage they should be doing. Get that up. Let's see who's faster even. 1.2 to a 1.32. Yeah, this unit is speedy. Anyway, nicely played there by Running, using the new unique unit and catching up in eco, collecting the relics after initially falling behind a bit. And well played by him. Are Ghulams faster than eagles? They were when I looked at them earlier. I don't see an eagle around here to check anymore. Eagles, I don't know if the Hindustanis get squires. Oh, I need to check the tech tree. That's in elite Ghulam. That's 1.2 for plumes to 1.32. I think an unupgraded knight without husbandry is 1.35. And I think elite eagles with squires could be faster than that, but I don't know what the upgrades are on these units. Anyway, I guess I can disable the scoreboard now. Someone was asking, who are these non-T90 experts? Well, what if we had a T90 expert? There'll be Teutons against Gurjars on... or Gurjars on Arabia. So T90 against freaking Andy. And then maybe we'll do this arena game next. I don't know who Valhalla or Glory is, but I can check the folder to see. I'm going to be happy with the new Ghulam and new Hindustani. No, that's a good point, but I want to see the elite plumes against that Ghulam. Is a Hayu, freaking Andy being freaking friendly. I think mass elite plumes is the only answer. Anyway, we will see what freaking Andy does with the Gurjars. He has the goats in the mill and the vills on the berries. So he will be playing Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. He pre-picks Gurjars and got it randomly. Mines can be mines and 2 range archers into GG. It is hard to stop someone from getting the castle up. That's for sure. Some C4 and wood still. Going for loom and we'll be up. Taking the ostrich at the mill. I think he's just gonna leave them in there. Alright, going for the barracks. Meanwhile, ooh, what is T90 doing? He is channeling the nightmares of his PYC Hawk days and going forward with, what's that, 7 villagers to Trush. Get kind of an eco bonus with cheaper vills. That's a really strong eco bonus. Oh, freaking Andy sees this. They're both going to be feudal at the same time, and he is sending the villagers forward to fight. There is the forward barracks for T90. And here's the Camel Scout. Camel Scout actually will wreck the feudal age Teuton Scout. It's amazing. Like 6 extra damage. And here's the vill fight, but T90 has more villagers. I think it's a bit of a misplay there by freaking Andy. Doesn't have enough vills to vill fight. Elite Eagle Warrior is faster than Elite Ghulam. Okay, that's what I was thinking. So I knew they could be faster than Knights in some situations. Anyway, there is the tower from T90, but what is he towering? That is not freaking Andy's base. Just plopping the tower down out there. What is this stable too? That's way too far forward. It can be taken out by villagers. And we're gonna have a vill fight over here. And I think that Camel Scout actually can be really important in this vill fight. It just has so much HP. But we're going to see, is that going to be another long distance gold mine and Camel Scout or just a normal Scout? I feel like Scouts here can be risky because of the spears that are out already. I honestly would have expected that to have been an archery range for maybe some skirms instead of Scouts. Or even archers. I often like archers more as a counter because you can get them forward and they can't just be small walled out. You basically either force vills to run or you force towers to be around the opponent resources. Alright, so they'll be basically faster or the same speed in Castle and then slower in Imp, depending on upgrades. Alright, we see the walls and the defensive towers from Rick and Andy. And these two towers from Tristan really don't accomplish much. They'll let him get one up over here, but Andy already is walled. He might have to abandon his berries, but that's it. There's the blacksmith. Is he just gonna try to power through this and get up to Trivamshriders? He might. Isn't walled up here. It could be nice to have that walled. That would stop the Vils from walking around. But I think T90's just going to try to go through these houses here. Force. Oh, actually, he could Vil fight the mill and force all of the goats out of it. He's going for the tower. He is Teuton, so he can do that while he still has two Vils in there. That tower, kind of unfortunate that it is outside the range of the TC's protection. Might have been a bit premature to put the tower on that hill. Now, what you don't want to do is engage directly in a tower fight against the Teutons, because they will win. More villagers, and they can fire more arrows. And here, yeah, this is where I was thinking freaking Andy should have been walled, but tower will go outside of that. Scout goes forward, but can't hit anything, as the small walls already are in, protecting everything. That villager there can't be taken out. Farms? Kind of risky putting the farms by the mill. I think it might have been better off maybe chopping those two straggler trees, trying to get a second layer down there. Or even better on this side, just because the archers are going to walk in very soon. Might even want to bother walling there. Going up to the stone, but still, I think there's a problem of not being walled there. Well, I guess there are no archers for T90, just more towers. Yep. Blacksmith in the back. No eco for either player. Camel Scout's still alive. Those things are beastly. Wheelbarrow in for Andy. Might be difficult for T90 to take gold at this point. Ooh, don't dive the TC with those low HP units. That's a recipe for disaster. Anyway, oh, finally gets the wall up where I thought he needed to wall. Need one more piece of palisade there. But actually, he might win that tower fight. T90 will have to repair. Pay attention to the Vil and Garrison at just the right moment, but now he's gonna repair and he should still be okay. Both players still have stone. T90 even has stone for yet another tower, should he wish to make one. And he'll repair that while still shooting the same number of arrows and having a villager doinking it. So now Andy has to get out and repair, and he's not going to win this fight, just needs to stall. T90 got fletching? Oh no. Throwing away his Teuton's advantage. Oh wait, no, that's Andy who got fletching. Oh, they both got fletching. Andy, you don't... Unless fletching lets you hit the repair Vil, you don't want fletching in the tower fights. Yeah, now his tower is firing one less arrow. He needs to spend that extra villager to be inside of it. Andy using the market, he wants to go up. He's close to the castle age, buying food, selling stone, and going up. Selling stone means it's going to be hard for him to repair. But he is up first to the castle age. And remember, the Teutons, they will get free murder holes upon reaching the castle age, so once he gets there, these towers become more difficult to take down. Pretty much impossible without siege if they still have Vils in them. Even +2 knights, you don't want to be walking under garrison Teuton towers. And it looks like, finally, T90, yes, he deleted some walls, and the scouts have found their moment to hop villagers. Looks like it resulted mostly in a dead scout. Keep garrisoning that tower for Andy. Probably. He just wants to stall the tower rush, right? Oh, you can actually get the tower. If you're Teutons, you shouldn't let that happen. T90 there just in time, gets the repairs. Is probably microing the spears at his own base, didn't notice. And he will be trying to finish off his walls. We'll have a pretty decent wall to the north. The bottom of his base is very open. He's walled to the TC as best as he can. Has the gold, at least on the part of the wall, even though the outside is exposed to archers. And oh, Sir Baron, thank you for the raid. We're just casting some Rex from the past day or so. We have T90 against freaking Andy. And T90 went for the Teuton's Trush, PYC Hawk style. Andy went for the Garjaras. And he's close to expert now. He's playing against an expert. Anyway, there's the villager stonewalling himself inside, trying to stay safe. That tower is very... Okay, now it's the wall behind it that's low HP. Anyway, no murder holes until the Teutons get to the next stage. And there are the Shravamsh Riders. Will be weaker against the spears than a knight, but stronger at dodging towers. Oh, here come forward villagers. And here come more Shravamsh Riders. They also produce very quickly. Andy pulling villagers to fight too. T90 really wants to get that tower down. The Shravamsh Riders have to focus the spears. The vills are going in, but they might go down. These riders dodge the arrows. It's kind of a weird thing. They just like have a bar that dodges them. There's no animation for it. And the vills from T90 are going down. He's nowhere close to the castle age, and I think Andy will take this game. He's kept his tower up. He's surrounding Tristan's tower. And this will go down eventually. Shravamsh Riders need to be somewhat careful. At this point, it might not be worth it for him to continue repairing that tower. Now T90 trying to use the market. Some of the riders going down for Andy. Needs to be careful not to use them in small numbers. Wants to amass them so we can take out the tower. And he has added in the second TC, up by 6 villagers, and should T90 opt for the castle age, that lead will only increase. Those towers still fighting. Those stables still training Shravamsha riders, or not anymore, they've stopped. And not surprised he's not training, he has resources to spare. Maybe he wants +2 armor, he wants to sit under towers, or +1 attack if he wants to start fighting the spears. Gonna sit under a tower there. Gotta do some damage to it. Still using vills to fend off the spears. Or might lose vills to the tower, though. Okay, now here come the Shravamsh Riders again. He'll need to amass... I'd say amass like 6 of them before going for the tower. No sense in losing them. Oh, that one's gonna try to dive the TC, and T90 hasn't realized. Now he's realized he's safe and needs to get out. Dodges one volley, but takes a poke and a second volley. Anyway, front tower on the stone is down, but no ranged units that really can pressure the small walls. And that tower still is up. Where are the remaining Shravamsh Riders? They're kind of forward already. 5 of them. Another round or so, then he can really dive the towers. Save for Armored Elephant and Workshop. At this point, he can just boom it out. Oh, went down to the spears. That's such a huge Vill lead, and he really can't be pressured by a Feudal Age opponent now. Yes, those Spearmen do a number on the Shravamsh Riders. Okay, so spears don't kill those things. Well, Feudal Spears don't. Pikemen would probably wreck them. Because of charge? I think the charge has nothing to do with it. Capture Age shows it as +0 to +5. That doesn't represent how it works. I think it's just a magic arrow dodging bar. I got full ups. Full feudal ups on the spears. +1, +1. You can't afford that many knights here, right? These things are... They train faster, at least. Oh, monk time. Yeah, the dodge works only for ranged attacks that they dodge, not the spearmen. At least I think that's how it works. I'm not actually sure what the special attack is for the Urumi swordsman. Anyway, T90's going full spears. Would love to see the elephant archer play from Andy here. As the forward vills go down. It's Proto Shield versus ranged only? I don't know what Proto Shield is, but that sounds like a StarCraft thing. So it sounds like they might not have come up with another idea themselves. Anyway, that one villager just outside the range of that tower, maybe you could do Bodkin and shoot the repair vills. Cost the A charge plus some smash, okay. Protoss' race all have shields that regenerate as a second HP pool. Oh, okay. It's from Galactic Battlegrounds shield. Am I not doing bonus damage? No, T90, you just have Feudal Age Spearmen.
Yes. Belated.
Trying to figure this out. I mean, admittedly, I don't think there is actually a way in-game to figure this out unless you go and read all the patch notes and stuff. It's very unintuitive how that works. Yeah, it does feel like they come back really fast. I agree with that. We can't see that in Capture Age. I could switch to the game and show it off, but I think we probably need some actual in-depth examples for that. Yeah, well, to be fair, Capture Age thinks it's the charge attack too. It shows +5 when it's charged. Am I still planning? Yep, I'm still planning on that. That is still a ways off, though. That requires actually playing Age 4. Yeah, it's the number of hits, exactly. And there's the GG. I think it's 5 hits that they can dodge. I don't know how it turned to +6 there. Oh, because it got +1 melee attack, and that changed the Capture Age bar. Yeah, I guess Capture Age needs to update their stuff for that too. They'll come out with the roadmap. We'll see what comes out first. I mean, making the AoE4 video requires me playing Age 4, and I might be less enthusiastic about that than they are about releasing their roadmap. No, it's based on number of arrows, not on damage. I think it also works for stuff like Janissaries or Conquistadors. So anyway, let's check out... Okay, so Valhalla or Glory against Tato. Surprisingly, Valhalla or Glory is a much higher account. Who is this? So Capture Age is going to flicker as I tab away. Oh, this is Palkeo. So let me reset that. They all one white space. There. I don't know if he capitalizes his name or not. Anyway, let me know and we'll get into this. Does the dodge capacity increase when they're upgraded to Elite? I don't think it does. If it does, I haven't seen that yet. Anyway, what's Tato gonna do? Yep, right to berries, gets the sheep ready. Missed a couple of his sheep. And right inside, takes the berries under the TC. So 6 on berries along with the sheep in the mill. And now he's gonna go right away to Woodline. No, you can't do that. You need the lumber camp. Yes, he's gonna chop the straggler trees. And lure in the rhino. You can basically lure that in as soon as you want, I guess. Oh, Eagle trying to doink of the Vil on the berries, but probably just loses HP there. Don't think that was worth it. Oh, it does increase. It increases to 7. Okay, I did not know that. So I guess don't 1v1 them with an elite Janissary. There'll be a ton of damage that gets dodged. This is assuming your tech tree knowledge is 100%. Okay, here we go. We have the Drush coming in. 2 militia Drush and a bit of laming going on Tato has to small wall his resources, but that's going to leave his gold exposed to the laming. And what does Tato have? Very forward second gold, and very far away gold. Even though it's in the back, it's very far for his third gold. Actually, that might be the third one, and that the second maybe. Anyway, let's see. More militia, 3 militia drush actually, that third one being added in. Camel Scout dodging the TC fire as Falcao's trying to wall up at home. Oh, could this be a Drush FC with Mayans? Oh, he's Dark Age for a long time. Tato's up already to feudal. Has the barracks in the back. Already going to that back gold. The 2 militia Drush? Probably. Last major change before that might actually be Men-at-Arms. Or I guess Fall of the Tower is kind of a change to Men-at-Arms too. It's not just the 2 militia Drush, it's also the defensive fast up like 20, 21 pop, 1 range archer build. As we see Tato showing off here. That's a new innovation too. Like you used to have like 22, 23 pop 2 ranges, now it's just 1 range. At least in 1v1, so you can really pump out the archers and skirmishers. It never ended for some.
Namaste.
Yeah, ironically, Arena is the most Trush-happy map now. I really do think Arena should go back to 1800 HP walls. But okay, so Valhalla or Glory. Walling, going to be safe, but if you look inside those walls, there is no gold. Forward, forward, forward. If this is a Drush FC Plume, I don't know how he's going to get gold. He's just going to have to use the market. Anyway, Tato has to go pretty far for gold if Valhalla spots that and is able to harass it. But that's a big if because he hasn't spotted it, and he doesn't really have anything other than this Drush that could harass it, and the archers are out, so that gold should be safe. I'm going to lame some zebras. Are there more Drushes now, or when gates were in corners? Definitely now. I mean, gates in corners, you could always anticipate it and just wall it out. Now, villains just break through the walls. You could break through the walls before, but it just was a bit longer. It's not like 1800 HP stops the Drush in its tracks. It just is a bit, I think, less annoying of a meta. Ooh, Tati with the quick wall traps the militia. And the archers will finish them off. So, Tato responds to the Drush. Has 4 archers out from that 1 range. No fletching yet, but just adding in the blacksmith. And only now up to feudal is Valhalla. Adding in another layer of palisades behind this wall, but how is he going to fast castle? He needs 200 gold and he has none. And should he wish to produce plumed archers, he needs gold for that as well. Open map players have lost the ability to defend properly against towers. I do it when I can't get closed maps on ranked. What? I miss the ability to play Arena. It's just nearly, like, it feels like it's nearly impossible to get it on a ranked game now. What's wrong with the green over there? Actually, I should probably change the colors so it's not red versus green, but we've gone long enough. I don't want to change it now. It'll be Christmas themed today. Hey, Flatch. And there we are at Feudal Age. Market and blacksmith somewhere. Not quite the wood for the blacksmith. Not quite the food to click up. We'll have to be selling stone and maybe wood. It would be wrong regardless of color. Here, I'll make it better. Ready? I'll put red over there. Is that more satisfying to look at as a gold pile? You played Golden Pit all evening. I know. That's like even before the Alt F4 changes, I would end up playing maps like Ghost Lake. And the other people in the game were like, this is why people Alt F4 these maps. It was like, clearly neither of us want that map. And he's like 50-50 for you? Oh, I'd love that. After I get my PC situation sorted out, I think I might take a couple weeks where I just try to grind out 1v1s and see what level I get to. So I've been to like 1700 without really playing 1v1s in a long time. Alright, that camel scout, look at him go. Look at him go. To 2k. When you get islands, people flame you and you're like, do you think I want to be here? Is that like, at least with the on Voobly, once you got a game of Arena, maybe you have to wait a long time to get that first game, but once you get it, you're playing 4 or 5 games of Arena with the same person, so you're playing a lot of games that you want to play. None of this Arena Islands 50-50 stuff where no one wants to play Islands, but you do it anyway. You'll possibly see Pacifist Age 4? Oof, I don't think we're pacifying Age 4, those campaigns. I will touch them again to get footage to review how bad they are, but I will... Oh gosh, they were awful. Pacifying them would not be fun. Well, we'll see more Pacifist Age 2 with some of the newer campaigns. Alright, well... Valhalla is up to the castle age, and instead of making a castle for plumes, is just gonna plop down 2 town centers. Tato, also up, rather quickly behind, has walled in his walled-in gold. Yeah, flamed on Golden Pit. Yeah. One of the things about team games that's kind of annoying is that whenever you play Nomad, it's against the stack who always favorites Nomad and plays it, so it's never equal in terms of the elos that you have. One of the new ones instead of one of the Forgotten Empires. I don't think I'm going to do the all of the Forgotten Empires or whatever as pacifist. I will do at least one of the... I have at least 3 campaigns that I want to do from the new campaigns. Anyway, we're going to... Let's see, that house is keeping Tato out. And it is a bit of a Vil lead for Valhalla or Glory. No one wants to pacify Rise of the Rajas. People think you're trolling. Oh, yeah. And you really should just get different elo values for different maps that represent your skill. Oh, here comes the forward something from Tato, but also the castle by Valhalla. What are we gonna see here? Tato has stone for a castle. He sees the Vils coming forward. I don't think Valhalla saw Tato there. So what's Tato gonna do? Valhalla finally going to secure some gold for himself. Going to put that goat on top of the castle. Has to be very careful. He does not want Tato laming that goat and putting it back in his own mill. What is that villager doing and how did he get there? Okay, villager just inside Tato's walls for no reason. Oh, Tato going for a more clandestine castle drop. But Valhalla will see this. It will be inside the line of sight of those houses. Will Tato go for it? Because he still is hidden. But there it goes. Castle is up. Will Valhalla have a reaction? If he notices this, he can react to it, but I don't know if he can stop it now. He will probably have to run Vils. It's high enough up that he wouldn't be able to make a tower to stop it, so he's running. Except for hiding Vils units at the end of the game. Well, it's not trolling if it works. And it was an evenly matched game to begin with. Now, that castle going to punch a hole through those walls eventually, but a second defensive castle here for Valhalla, really taking advantage of that Mayan longer-lasting stone. But while he was booming, Kato was going straight to the Imperial Age, adding in a second TC on his way up. Good macro by him to be able to afford that. And despite Falcao who is going to have the castle advantage, Kato will have the timing advantage to get the trebs out and start trebbing that down. The unique unit is the Frisbee dude. The disc thrower. And let's see. Oh, gold mining all the way at the north for Valhalla. He's lost that gold and he's lost 2 of his golds. Only has his main gold and that extra gold in the north. Could come forward to strike at Tato. It has some plumes. Tato will need to keep the plumes out somehow. And he will be down by many villagers. Ultimate Frisbee indeed. He is the defensive Scorpion. That'll keep the plumes away, at least for the moment. That stone could be pressured. Let's see, it is very close to the wall. Maybe Falcao will go there. Anyway, castles shooting at each other. Kato 45 seconds from Imp. Falco still not close to advancing. 3rd and 4th TCs for Tato being added in. Interesting. He just needs like 1 treb to start the trebbing, and then we'll boom behind this. How was the 12-hour stream? That was fun. I think we had some good games of TTF racing and roll the dice. And we found out there was an arena tournament being played during the day too, so we casted that and saw a couple nice monk rushes. The chakram thrower is normally weak to archers, so I imagine it wouldn't do that well against plumes. Up, Tato with the armored elephant going to clean up the laming. Finally, he'll be able to look at the mini-map again and be at peace. Now, forward siege workshop. And here comes the treb. Oh, thank you, El Doomba, for the follow. Let's see, the capture age might blink slightly. But that puts us at, oh, that'll be 3,995 followers. We're getting close to 4,000. Anyway, here come the plumes. Scorpion and Mangonel defense for Tato. Scorpions will not like facing the Mangonel, so he'll need a Mangonel of his own if he wants to trade that. He has all the siege, the ram, the Scorpion, and the Mangonel. Just now needs a siege tower. And with these TCs, not much for Tato to get to. I mean, for Valhalla to get to inside of Tato's base. Going to trade Mangonels there. Any stalling is probably good for Tato, because this castle will eventually go down. Second treb on the way for Tato. Tato does not have a hill advantage, so on level ground, no siege engineers. You need about 6 or 7 villagers per treb to repair it, and it will quickly bleed into Valhalla's stone. Well, I think they nerfed mines by making Hindustanis have a unique unit that counters them. And there's 3 trebs. That castle will go down. As will that TC. It does. It gets +2 against eagles. If I remember from the last game. So it beats everything, I think, except perhaps plumes. But plumes need to be fully upgraded with chemistry, bracer, and elite. And thumb ring, I think, actually to have a chance. Now Valhalla wants to run around with the plumes. He is up to the Imperial Age, has it in that safe northern town center. He has migrated his entire base to the north. Tato's push will be slow, so this might give Valhalla time to continue his boom. Does have 104 vills soon. I mean, right now, but it should probably run them soon. has applied some pressure. The Elephant Ram is chasing the Mangonella while the Plumes shoot at it. And the Mangonella will attempt to be repaired. But the Vills also kind of block the Mangonella. Vills probably need to attack the Elephant themselves. Oh, enough repairs come in. It's on the hill. It doesn't get hit. Will it be saved? Oh, it just manages to stay alive. Classic Mayan Gajara combat right there. Question is if they can... They are faster than the Plumes. That we did confirm. At least their elite version is. And now here come the 4 Trebs. This castle might have a hill advantage, but still won't be able to be repaired for long. And with only Plumes, there's nothing Valhalla really can do to get into those Trebs and Mangonels. Would need an Eagle switch, and that's what he is doing. We have Eagle Warrior coming in. Don't think he'll be able to afford elite, but with just the Castle Age ones, this is only Trebs and Mangonels, not much there to protect them. A few Chakram throws coming out from Tato. I think he knows the transition has to be coming to deal with the siege. Does see a barracks out there. Bohemians. Well, they did just nerf their monks, which I think is actually a pretty huge nerf to them now that they don't have one of the best monk rushes in the game on closed maps. I think that they do have some more distinct weaknesses now. Non-closed maps, I don't think they were ever particularly oppressive. It's just in certain situations. And they did also nerf the Haufnitzer a bit. And my Eagle's going to pick off the Mangonels. Vil lead, though, is now in Tato's favor. I don't know what the Gujaras really do other than the Chakram throwers, though. These Trebs should probably be either retreated to the castle, or yeah, it looks like that's what Tato's going to do, otherwise they'll just be picked off. Defensive castle at home now for Tato, and nice call for him by doing all this booming at home behind that forward push. This was originally a 1 TC push, but it has now become a 4 TC push. And he was only making a few Trebs and Kshatriyas. I don't know what that does. Someone tell me what that does. Is that the units cost 25% less food? No clue, Banguti. The food discount. All right, yes, that's what it is. I had to think for a moment. I just started the Garjara's campaign today, so I've not memorized all their bonuses yet. Military only, yep. Here come the Eagles. They are... Can't click one. They are elite, and they are running about this economy. A few track room throws could come out here. Another defensive castle for Tato. That should keep him safe. He might lose a few Vils on it, but that's really going to protect his farming eco. That'll be great for him. A few Vils are going to go down, but still he has enough Vils. Doesn't really care. Eagles could get into the back of that wood line, could get up into that wood line. Still some damage to come. Tato has to quick wall. Nice walling from him. Recognizes that's the one spot the castle doesn't cover. Meanwhile, on the front, the Eagles are pushing in. A few chakram throwers tossing their frisbees. I don't know how those graphics works, but the Trebs are going to go down. Tato will lose 4 Trebs, or at least 3 out of the 4. And that is pretty costly, but it's at the cost of quite a few Eagles. And no repairs from the Vils. He might have actually been able to save that. But that's 3 Trebs down. And another TC. This is getting Valhalla back up to 3 TCs. And look at that, a 4th TC. He knows that right now Tato doesn't really have the army to push him 21 to 25. These are non-elite plumes. But another castle going up for Valhalla will secure more of his map. Tato does still have that gold under that castle he can take. You can move over to it. 0 relics for both. And despite the score difference, I think that this is still a fairly close game. It says... Oh, it doesn't say down here anymore. He's like 2K4, I think. But that's also like He hit there while the ladder was largely inactive, so I don't know how representative that is to compare him to Tato or other players at the moment. All right, another defensive castle for Tato. He wants to just hide in his corner, bide his time. Imagine getting frisbeed to death. Tato garrison some sheep. Yep, he's the... Gurjar still has those Gurjar still has those sheep garrisoned in the mill for the extra boost. Gives him a bit extra food income at the end of the game. So you can think of him as being slightly ahead of the pop limit, maybe. And my plumes should absolutely wreck the check from throwers. They have but one pierce armor.
Shot it.
You could go elephant archers to deal with plumes. Problem is there won't be much more plume production. And also they are not elite. Elite, not really affordable yet for Falcao. He's up to that Vil population he wants. Can these guys destroy a town center from a hill? Tato's gonna figure that out now. And not the greatest. Not like Gebetto's, I guess. But it will go down eventually. And eventually is kind of fast. That's about 23 of them. Let's see. No repairs coming in. And down it goes. Oh, and that's not good because now all this eco is vulnerable. He needed to defend that until he could get up another castle and start a Trebor. But without that, and with enough chalk rooms over here to attack the eagles. Yeah, the problem is that castle needs to stay alive. Otherwise, the plumed archer production won't be there. And without plumes, he can't fight the chalk room throwers. They're too close, they get demolished with one frisbee. I guess that's, the frisbees do pass through things, so. Here come the skirms, that's the only other option. I don't think these guys take bonus damage from the skirms, though. Yeah, they're weak to archers, but not to skirms. It's an interesting twist to a unit. And there is the GG. So, well played from Tato. Great job controlling the eco behind that one TC push. I loved seeing that. I loved how he only committed to Trebs outside of that castle, knew that he'd be able to keep them safe for long enough to do some damage without really committing to the forward push, and then just boomed behind it. Have your favorite animation? Oh, the eagles are melting? They are melting because the chakram throwers have 2 bonus attack against eagle warriors. Look at that. As when they're elite. Yeah, much better KD for Tati. Much better eco. Other than stone, mines, of course, always collect more stone because it lasts longer for them. And 8-minute difference in IP time. Pretty huge. Alright, this was a very interesting play by Valhalla just to purely boom on a map where he couldn't control any of his golds. And didn't quite work out for him. Why skirms shouldn't counter them. I think it's just interesting, right? Is there really any other unit that like is countered by archers that isn't also countered by skirmishers? Maybe Mamelukes now? I'm trying to think about that. Maybe some types of siege when like archers get their upgrades. Champions? Okay, yeah, champions, that's true. Things with low pierce armor. Camels? I guess camels kind of are. Still okay against skirmishers, but definitely not as clearly weak to them as they are to archers. That can kind of go either way depending on numbers and positioning. Let's do champs, camels, any other unique units like that? I guess I said Mameluke because that's like a camel. Maybe something like a cataphract, too. Phoenix? Yeah, I guess so. I guess Boyars, too. Paladin should wreck Frisbee enthusiasts. Agreed. Anyway, I had some fun with those games tonight. Just a quick stream. I should be doing some more tomorrow, most likely. Let me find someone to raid. And I'll start having the Prithviraj campaign videos coming up in the next few days. I also want to look into attack move and have a video about that. I think there's some stuff to find there. Alright, so let's go. We'll toss a raid over to Williams. Go and say hello, and I'll see you tomorrow.